ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls? It is your boy Hank McCoy bringing you another beat session. So, beatmakers224, right, at gmail.com. Check us out. So, today, what I'm going to do, as promised, is I got the MPC Touch loaded up, and I'm going to start from scratch. I'm going to make a beat and just kind of show you my workflow. All right. So, let's go ahead and get into it. The cool thing about the Touch, and as most of the MPC series, is it has two interfaces. It has the on-screen interface that you're looking at there, but it also has the actual MPC interface, right? That's the one that I can manipulate. Whatever I do here shows up there. All right. So let's just go in. Let's just jump in, grab some samples, and get started. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. Now you can't see this part of it because it's here on my MPC, but basically I'm just browsing through and looking for the sounds that I want. All right. The great thing about the MPC also is that it connects directly to your computer. So whatever is on your computer, whatever sounds you have loaded up on your computer, you can simply just pull them up and then load them into the MPC. So you'll hear what I'm saying. At this point, you can't see what I'm saying. So let me just go ahead and load up some samples real quick, and then we'll get started. So let's see. All right. I just got a new sample pack. So the first thing I do is grab some drums. So I got some drums here that I'm going to load up. Here we go. Yep. Boom, boom. And I got a drum loop. Let's try out, sample some stuff. All right. All right, I like that. So I'm gonna load that up. Boom, just load it. I'm gonna go back a level. And now I'm going to get some samples. Let's check out this lo-fi. Again, I'm using Booney Tunes this time. This is the lo-fi kit, so you can check it out if you're interested in it. Let's just see what they got. All right. And these are drums, which is good because can never have enough drums. Actually, I like that. Let's load that up too. So that's part of this thing as well, is you get to find, you discover things that you weren't literally looking for. All right. I'm trying to see if they have any loops in here though, that are not beat breaks. So let's see. It might be all beat breaks. And if that's the case, that's cool. I think I've heard that the one I just played, I've heard that in Talib Kweli song before. All right. So these are all beat breaks, which is good. That's fine. I always need more drums. So let's see. Sound like we're about to go to church. That's kind of a laid back feel. That's a Rhodes. Got some more basses. Some more organs. This is definitely a laid back type kit so far. Okay, spy chords. All right. That's actually kind of cool. I like it. All right, let's just load that up Let's see what we got. All right. So back here. So again, whatever I do on the touch is going to show here as well on the screen. I can do it either place. I can adjust here or I can adjust on the MPC. All right. So I'm going to drop it down to 90 BPMs. All right. Actually, no, I think the last one I did was like 90. I'm going to do this one at like 110. All right, I'm gonna keep it at 110. I'm gonna change it to 4 bars. Boom, boom. So it's adjusted to 4 bars. And let's go ahead and load some of these sounds in here. So I go to Program Edit. That's the first place I go to. And on my MPC, my first, you can see that the green one is highlighted there. That's my first pad, and that's where I'm gonna put the first sample. So I gotta go hit full level so you can hear it. So that's the first drum loop that I pulled up. But there was another one. Yeah. All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to warp it on here, which will stretch it to make it fit this tempo, 110. But then you also can change the BPM on the touch to match the BPM of our song. So I'm going to do that. It's set to 82.07. That's wrong. I'm going to set it to 110. Hit do it. Now play it. All right. So if I play it in tempo with the metronome, it should be in step. So I'm going to play it just a demo so you can see. All right. So actually it's 110. All right, so that's cool. So what I'm gonna do is I like that. I'm gonna go ahead and chop it up. So let me go ahead and sample edit. All right, cool. I'm gonna adjust this one. One kind of rule of thumb is I change, whether it's a program or a sample, I change everything to the same BPM. All right, that's a trade secret. Our BPM is 110. I change everything to 110. Everything, every sample I work with is going to be 110. That way I know that the touch or any MPC that I use is going to be right on in step and right on key. All right, I'm going to go ahead and trim. I'm going to hit threshold. You can see it on the screen. All right, I like that. So I'm going to hit shift, convert. And what I'm going to do is new program with new samples. I'm gonna hit do it, and then all right, and then it's on a pad, so I don't have to worry about that right now. That's the first one. That's all the other ones. All right, so everything is loaded up here, and I can trigger it as I need it. All right, so I'm gonna get out of that. I'm gonna go back to Program Edit. So that's cool. I got my first sample. Everything's good. I'm gonna go to my next sample. All right, I hit another pad, second pad here. All right, you can see that one highlighted there. So I used this one first, and now I'm highlighting this one. And I'm going to put the second sample. I'm going to chop it up from there. All right, so it just started over. And those are my new samples. So that's cool. That sample is called Get Down, too. The drums. All right, so here we go. All right, go through the same process again. I'm going to warp it. And the MPC touch says the BPMs is 171. I'm going to change that to 110. Remember, everything needs to match. So if I play that in step with my metronome, which is set to 110, let's go. All right. Now, I'm not recording that in or anything like that. Right now, I'm just making everything sync. I'm syncing it all together. I'm going to jump back over to sample edit. All right. And what I'm going to do too is I like my samples to start on the 1. See the space that's in the front here? This little space there? I don't want that. So what I'm going to do is slide this marker over a little bit. So So it'll hit, as soon as I hit the pad, it'll trigger. All right, that's what I want. I don't want it to be a space in between because, again, going back to my Ableton video, whenever there's latency, right, that little space in between is going to throw off the rhythm of everything. All right, so I don't want that. So what I'm going to do is start it on the 1, or start it at that first right here in this region right there. That's where I'm going to start it. So that's perfect. All right, what I'm going to do is go ahead and hit threshold, and so I can cut it this way. So I can probably play it that way. I can hit regions, and right now it's set to 16 bars, or 16 chops, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. 16 chops. All right. So as long as I chop it on an even number, it'll come out. It'll play well. All right. It'll play well. And I probably should go ahead and process that sort of. All right. I think the number that I like is 8. All right. So I'm gonna chop it up 8 times. All right, so I like that. And I see all of them have that little space in the front. What I'm going to do is fix that on the opposite side. So I'm going to go ahead. It's already chopped. I'm going to convert it over to a program, click do it, and now it is set to a program. All right, so that's good. This is exactly where we want to be. All right, so what I'm going to do next is I like to go over to the track view. That's what this is here. And then I'll load up the first first program on the first track. All right, so and you can see it right here. It's already there, right? Track 1, and it's set there. So now what I'm going to do is add another track. All right, that's track 2. All right, go ahead and arm it. And then I'm going to put a different program in there. I'm going to put, all right, our A pads. All right, and the cool thing is right now, all right, I'm going to go ahead and move that marker over because that's where I want it. All right, you know what? I made a mistake. I went to sample. I want to go to program. Right, so the touch makes it so simple and easy. You just slide everything over. And I'm just starting it. All right. So I'm just starting everything on the 1. So I can play it slow. All right. The next thing I'm going to do, and you can't see it, but it's awesome, is on the screen here, I can warp each pad, and I can adjust the BPM so it'll fit perfectly, right? It'll fit right in tune to the whole song and the sequence. So that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to trigger each pad. I'm going to warp it. So you hear that? That's not what I want. So the touch sets it at 20 BPMs. That's not right. The correct BPM is 110, right? So I'm going to go ahead and change that real quick. I'm going to just do it for all of them real quick. So you can hear it when it's off. All right. It's all a part of the process. All right. Loop it again. Now, each sample and each pad is set to 110 beats per minute. So, all right, and I can keep tweaking it as well. All right, I'm gonna come back to the sample. I'm gonna go back to my main menu and track view. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and lay the drums in, and then we'll go in and we will I'll do the sample. All right, that's my hi-hat. So I can put it on note repeat if I want to do that, or if I want to adjust it, I can go to the main screen, hit note repeat, and right, I might like that. That's at 116, or I change to 1/8. All right, so I think I'm gonna do a 116, and I'm gonna add in some triplets too. So let's go ahead and add some stuff in. So made a mistake. It's this one, not that one. All right, another trick too is I can hold the button of note repeat on the MPC, or I can just click that here, and it's going to trigger it for me. So we're supposed to delete that. Where is it? Let's see. All right, just want to make sure it wasn't still there. Something. Let's see. Oh, there we go. There they are. Now, okay. All right, cool. You know, we do it in real time. That's cool. And I still need to add some more hi-hats here. Let's go back to track view. Actually, main is what I want. I want to be able to see it. There we go. All right. Now I'm letting it play with overdub. As long as overdub is on, I can start adding in my other elements. I'm gonna take this note repeat off because I don't want everything else on note repeat. And I'm gonna come back to the hi-hats in a second and add in some triplets. But so that's my kick and my snare, and I'm gonna add those in kind of on a delay. All right, I want a delayed effect. So let's do that. So I'm gonna start it over. All right. All right. So, all right, I'm gonna go ahead and add that in. So that's all. Other one sounds good though. I'm gonna slide it over. And let's say I felt like the hi-hats were too loud. You know, it's just and it's right. It's loud. I just go back to I can go back to program, find it, and then I go under master. And actually, I want to turn everything to poly too, because right now it's set to mono, and mono means that one sample will trigger at a time. Put it on poly, multiple samples can trigger. They'll cut each other off. And that's what you want. So I'm gonna go ahead to the jog wheel and turn that down a little bit. Also, I like playing around with hi-hats because you can you can really like pitch them up or pitch them down or do whatever you want to do to them. So let's demo. That's at a 5 semitone. So I'm making it shorter too. The sound wave. Boom, boom. All right. All right. I always talk about saving your work. I'm gonna hit the Control S. It's gonna ask me what do I want to name it. I've been naming a lot of my stuff Black Renaissance, Black Love, Black Magic, all this stuff. So let's do. I want to name this one something different. I'm gonna name it White Chocolate. All right, just spice it up. So it's like the Black album, the White album. All right, cool, cool, cool. You get it. Let's go ahead and drop our sample in. So what I'm gonna do is go back to on the touch. I'm gonna go back to Program Edit. Actually, Track View. I don't need Program Edit, and I can still add in my triplets too. So I'm gonna arm the sample. All right, and I can mess with this too as far as editing it as well. I can go to Program Edit. If I want to, let's say I like the sound, but maybe I want to pitch it up a couple. And pitch everything up. Nice 2 semitones. All right, so let's play it and see what we come up with. Mm-hmm. All right, here we go. So it's slow but fast. So that's one way to do it. I'm just basically playing it in step with the song. Let's try it backwards. Let's see what happens. Here's another tip. If you play it that way and you don't like it, like I can play it this way, right? I can play it that way. If I'm not really feeling it, which will happen sometimes, like this is a nice sample, but maybe I want something else. I could reverse each sample. So with just a click of a button, I can reverse each sample. So let's try that and see what we come up with. I kind of like it. I'm kind of feeling it. All right, so yeah, definitely I'm putting the eighth one on last, I think. I'm gonna roll with this. All right, I think I'm gonna roll with something like that. So I think I'm gonna do 1, 4. Yeah, like that. So I'm gonna just play those 1, 2, 3, 4, like that. All right, let's put it in and see what we got. And we can add a couple of effects too to add some variety. So let's go. Start. Nope, messed up. All right. So it kind of has a trappy feel to it. You know, it's kind of. I think I messed up though, to be honest with you. So let me, because that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to go. Yeah. So. All right. That's what I'm putting. So I'm pretty sure that's right. All right. So I like it. What I'm gonna do is go back to my track view and I'm gonna arm that these hi-hats again. Actually, I keep saying track view. You go back to the main screen. I'm gonna go ahead and save my work, Control S. So it'll save what we've done. So this here, I'm gonna do the note repeat again. And this time I'm gonna drop some triplets in every so often just to kind of add some feel to it. So all right, so how did I add the triplets? I'm on the main screen of the MPC Touch. Note repeat is on. You can see that here. And then what happens is if you hit the shift key, actually when note repeat is on, you don't even have to hit the shift key. You just put note repeat on, and then it gives you the options. You can add quarter. You can have your hi hats in quarter steps, eighth steps, 1/16. So all of these here are in 1/16. That's 1/16, and then there's an option for 3. All right, I select 3 and 1/16, and when I trigger the the hi-hat, I can sprinkle it in wherever I want it, right? And if I want to turn the hi-hats back up, I can. You know, I have an option. All right. So last thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna add an effect in, just for a little bit of variety. So what's cool about the MPC series is they have this XY effect. You can trigger it. Let me put it on. Yeah, and you can trigger different effects in the sample. So what I'm gonna do in the whole sequence. So what I'm gonna do is there's one that I like. Actually, there's a couple I like. I like beat repeat and this tape stop. I like them both. So let's demo it with both. See which one we like, and then we'll just add it in. So I'm not gonna arm it. I'm gonna just, and I'll show you how to arm it, but I'm just gonna demo it, and then we'll just try it out. So let's do it. Hmm. Yeah, let's note repeat. I'm gonna try tape stop now. Hmm. Hmm. So I kind of like the dropout at kind of the 3 1/4 mark. So I might want to roll with that. So, all right. So if I want to arm this, so this is called tape stop. It's part of the XY effects. If I want to arm that, I simply turn. There's a green indicator on here. Let me see. I don't know if you can see it on this one. Let me go back in. So I had to set my output to program. I had to learn that. It took me like a day to figure that out, because the effects weren't taking place. But you have to set it to program. And then there is an indicator which is green. You can actually see it here. And right now it's just in demo mode. If I click it, it's going to go to R, I mean to W in red, which means it's active. And if I trigger the effect while it's playing, it'll record it in and you'll see it. So I'm going to do it right now. Actually, I don't even have to do that. I don't have to hit overdub and play and start. I can just hit play and start and it will record it in. So let's do that. All right. All right. So we've done a lot and we got 30, we've been at this for 36 minutes. So Actually, I'm going to stop it here. Again, I'm going to go ahead and save my work. So basically, I took you through a bunch of different steps and in a pretty fast workflow. Of course, I could have made the beat much faster if I didn't actually narrate through a lot of it. But the narration is where you learn. This is how you develop and how you understand how these things apply. So let's just go over, kind of recap what we went over. One, we adjusted tempos, right? I showed you how to lay hi-hats. I showed you how to do triplets. I showed you my technique for uh, choosing a sample, stretching a sample, and warping it and making it fit in the pocket with the BPMs. It doesn't matter what the BPM is, the sample will fit if it's a solid loop, right? One loop, if it can loop back, and if you stretch it and warp it the way that it should be. You can chop it up and do whatever you want to do with it. And I showed you the reverse technique, and I showed you the XY effect. So there's a bunch of different techniques. You can use them all. You can use some of them. It all depends on what you want to do. I just like to add variety to the beat. I feel like artists appreciate that a lot, and just as a beat maker producer, it's going to make your music just go to the next level. So I hope you enjoyed this. Also check us out, beatmakers224@gmail.com. Send me an email if you need anything from me. I am still working on a video tutorial series where I teach you these techniques and other techniques and how to improve your beat making. So again, it's your boy Hank McCoy. If you need anything, feel free to reach out. Until next time, peace.